Welcome back. We are Tim Lamm and Paula Harrison, also known as Steps in Time Historical Dance. This is the sixth and final video in our series demonstrating the steps and techniques of early Argentine tango. Our primary source is the book Method for Dancing El Tango Argentino de Salón by Nicanor Lima, published about 1916 in Argentina. Our previous videos covered the first 12 chapters of Lima's book, in which he laid out the principles for dancing tango and carefully described the basic steps and figures. Our dance sequences in those videos were constructed to illustrate specific steps and figures. In this video, we cover the last 3 chapters of Lima's book, which are quite short. Here, he explains how to organize an entire tango dance. The dance sequences in this video will show how a tango danced according to Lima's method might have looked. From previous chapters, we know that tango music is typically organized into 16-bar sections, and the dance is organized similarly. In chapter 14, Lima explains that each dance section ends with a special type of figure called a terminación, or ending. Endings are 3 to 4 bars in length. Lima says they are also used as salidas, or opening figures, to begin the entire dance, and may be used as independent figures elsewhere in the dance. Unfortunately, Lima does not give any examples of terminaciones. However, we can make a reasonable guess as to what these endings were by looking at descriptions of Argentine tango published in Europe and North America about the same time. You see, Argentine dancers took the tango to Europe in the early 1900s. European dancers learned from them, and dance instructors wrote down what they observed. So there's a great deal of similarity between Lima's tango and the tango described by Northern Hemisphere authors, at least in the years 1911 to 1914. Now, by the time Lima was writing, about 1916, he complained that many non-Argentine figures had been added to the Parisian version of tango. Lima says that terminaciones are used to end each 16-bar section of music as opening figures and as independent figures. Now, the figures that play this role in northern descriptions of the tango are the cortes, figures that end with the couple in a settled pose, which Lima calls the sentada. Some authors say that the corte is central to the tango. Many say that it ends every phrase. When an author gives a choreography for an entire dance, the first figure is usually some number of walking steps plus a corte. So we feel quite certain that the essential feature of Lima's terminaciones is the corte, or sentada. For example, the Frenchman LeFort, writing in 1911, gives instructions for dancing tango to the tune El Choclo. For his opening figure, he says the man, starting with the right foot, backs the lady an unspecified number of steps, moves his right foot forward, slides his left foot to the left side, brings the right foot close to the left, then places his left foot well back, bending it at once. The woman does the opposite footwork. Robert is not specific about the timing of these steps. This is consistent with Lima, except that as the opening figure for the dance, Lima would have the man start forward on the left foot. So this gives us what might be Terminación number 1 for Lima. 4 walking steps and sentada number 6. Now, whenever Lima introduces a new figure, he always says that it may be done in any body position, start with either foot, and go in any direction. So, we could do this figure, for example, in promenade position. Or we could do it laterally. As another example, consider the instructions by LeFort, writing in Paris in 1911 for dancing Argentine tango. For his first figure, he says the man backs up, starting with his left foot, 4 steps, extends the left foot back, bending the right leg, which supports his weight, and then steps forward on the left foot. LeFort is ambiguous about the timing, but this figure probably takes 4 measures. Lima would describe it as 4 walking steps plus sentada number 7. As the opening figure of the dance, however, Lima would have the man start back on the right foot. As usual, Lima would add that this could be done in any body position, in any direction, and starting with either foot. So, as an ending, we might do this forward and in promenade position. Now, Lima says that the figures in part 2 of his manual will be all new. However, they would likely be based on the steps described in part 1 of the manual. Some cortes in northern descriptions of the tango add new postures like dips and lunges. But we feel that these more dramatic moves were likely added by performers for show and would not have been used by Lima. So, in conclusion, our opinion is that a terminación could be any 3 or 4 bar figure using basic steps, following the usual rules, and ending with one of Lima's 7 sentadas. Moreover, we feel that descriptions of cortes in northern dance manuals, which are often ambiguous, should be interpreted according to Lima's method whenever possible. Now, given that the last 4 bars of a musical section are reserved for the ending, what can we do with the first 12 bars? In chapter 13, Lima gives one option, the paseo. A paseo is a combination of steps that is done 2 or more times to fill a 12-bar section. So it could be a 6-bar combination that's done twice, a 4-bar combination done 3 times, or a 3-bar combination done 4 times. Here's some possible examples. For a 3x4 paseo, we might do 2 walking steps and media luna number 2. And for a 4x3 paseo, we might do 4 crossing steps and media luna number 1. And for a 6x2 paseo, we could do 4 walking steps and a molinete. Let's do that in heel position. Now, Lima says that paseos may be done in any body position and follow any itinerario or route on the floor. We want to interpret this freely to allow variations among the figures that are repeated within the paseo. So, for example, in that 4x3 paseo that we did, we could do a different variation of media luna number 1 in each repetition. Using saltito number 1, saltito number 2, and saltito number 3. In chapter 15, Lima describes another way to structure the first 12 bars of a musical section, the corrida. Now, a corrida is a figure in which you do 4 movements in each measure. So it consists of repeated saltitos, perhaps combined with walking steps or crossing steps. We've seen examples of corridas before. In chapter 8, we saw the paso lateral. And in chapter 9, we learned about the paso pique acompasado. Lima says that corridas are 6 bars in length, unless they are combined with an ending, in which case they could be 4 bars or 12 bars in length. So, to complete a 12-bar section using corridas, you could do some 8-bar combination plus a 4-bar corrida and an ending, or a 6-bar combination plus a 6-bar corrida and an ending, or a 12-bar corrida plus an ending. So, in summary, paseos and corridas are not specific figures, but rather they are ways to organize the dance to fit the structure of tango. Using Terminaciones, paseos, and corridas, a dancer can improvise a quite elaborate dance using only a few basic figures, as we will show in the next 3 dances. All 3 dances will be done to original recordings from the 1910s. So please forgive the poor quality of the music. We feel it's important to show the dances to original music at the original tempos. Also, in most cases, our endings are derived from cortes described in various northern dance manuals. Our first dance is to the tune El Pollo Ricardo, The Boy Richard, by Luis Fernandez, recorded in 1917 by Orquesta Típica Argentina Celestino on the Victor label. The music has regular 16-bar sections in the form A, B, C, C, A, B, C. Our salida starts back on the man's right foot. We also use this as the ending to the A music. The B music suggests a corrida of 12 bars plus an ending that we do laterally. The C music is a 6x2 paseo consisting of medias lunas 5 and 14. So we'll demonstrate those medias lunas. Here's 5 and 14. dance is to the famous tango La Cumparsita by Gerardo Rodriguez, recorded by Orquesta Roberto Firpo on the Odeon label in 1916. The form is A-B-B, A-C-C, A. Now the A music is only 15 bars in length, so we use a 3-bar ending. The first B music is a 4x3 paseo based on Media Luna number 3. The second B features molinetes. For the C music, we use a 4x3 paseo consisting of Media Luna number 9. Which we repeat in promenade position. The final A is a surprise figure, different from the other two A's, except for the ending. In the preface to his book, Lima states that the steps and figures of the tango can be adapted to any of the social dances of his day. We test this by using Lima's method to dance to the delightful Fox-Trot de las Campanas, the Foxtrot of the Bells, by Pasteyev and Villadomat, recorded by Orchestra Roberto Firpo in 1918. As a foxtrot, the style will be bouncier than for tango. The form is A-B-A-C-C-A-B-A. Now the 4 A parts are the same, except that we use a different variation of Media Luna number 12 in each one. Here's Media Luna number 12. The 2 B parts are 4x3 paseos based on Medias Lunas 10 and 7, respectively. Here's number 10. And here's number 7. The C parts, which are only 10 bars long, consist of a corrida of 6 bars plus an ending, which was suggested by the bells in the tune's title. This concludes our series on El Tango Argentino de Salón by Nicanor Lima. We hope you will enjoy dancing Lima's tango. Please visit our website, www.stepsintime.us, where you will find all 6 videos, a complete transcript of these speaking parts, and our parallel Spanish-English translation of Lima's text. Paula and I would be happy to lead a workshop for your group on Nicanor Lima and early Argentine tango. See you on the dance floor.